Good evening and welcome. I'm Bo Williams to the 7. Let's get a look at the Big 7 stories right now. And topping the list for us tonight, holiday fun, but Mother Nature going to make us bundle up to enjoy it, that's for sure. Some big events on the Christmas season calendar happening tonight. One of those going on right now. You are looking at a live view of Gay Street and the Knoxville Christmas Parade, just getting underway a few moments ago. As part of the annual Christmas in the City slate of traditions that's bring so many people into downtown Knoxville. We'll share more of the sights and sounds from downtown Knoxville for you tonight at 11 o'clock. And switching over to another view, this time from our camera at Ripley's Aquarium of the Smokies. Hopefully, the people you're seeing down there have got their spot reserved to see the Gatlinburg Festival of Lights Parade. Starts soon at 7:30. Of course, we've got an entire team out at this event documenting all the Christmas spirit so that we can bring it to you later in the season. And we'll share the plan a bit later in the newscast. But we are starting off by showing you these views because it's why you need to pay a bit more attention to the forecast right now and into the coming days. So much going on. And you need to be prepared for what's coming as far as Mother Nature. Let's get you up to date. Chief Meteorologist Ken Weathers. Ken, for sure tonight, you just got to make sure you're bundled up.
Yeah, another cold night, Bo. Teens for most areas this morning. We'll still see a few more teens tomorrow morning, but maybe 2 to 3 degrees warmer, we'll say, or less cold. Live look right now, probably don't even need the refrigeration on the ice in Market Square in downtown Knoxville as temperatures have been tumbling here this afternoon. Didn't even get out of the upper 30s. We're down to near 30 right now for Alcoa, Knoxville, Loudon, and Sevierville. 25 in the Allert community, 27 in Middlesboro, and 28 in Newport. Lows tonight, as I mentioned, will fall off into the teens to low 20s for most areas. 21 for Caryville and Oak Ridge, 21 in Harriman, and 19 for Fairfield Glade, 17 for Allert, all the way up to Williamsburg. It will be a cold start first thing tomorrow morning. Through the day tomorrow, more sunshine, kind of like what we saw today, but maybe just a tad less cold, about 6 to 12 degrees warmer, I'd say, most areas tomorrow compared to today. Winds out of the southwest will help a little bit as well, climbing into the upper 40s as we head into the afternoon hours. Let's take a look by Sunday morning. We're back down in the low 30s, so we're close to that freezing mark once again, starting out early on our Sunday. But by the time we get into the afternoon Sunday, temperatures should rebound into the mid to upper 50s. The one caveat here is we start with sunshine. Clouds build later in the day, but the daylight hours will stay dry. Rain chances return soon after that, though, Bo, and I'll tell you when to expect that and how long it sticks around coming up.
All right, Ken, we'll check back with you here in just a little bit. Well, our Knoxville weather app could prove handy as you head into the holidays. Scan the QR code on your screen right now to grab it. If you're not paying lots of attention to your TV, maybe you're away from your TV for a moment, the app will put Storm Team 6 forecast in the palm of your hand, plus bring you alerts customized for where you live and work, along with our interactive radar. Again, it's free and also available from your phone's app store. Just search Knoxville Weather. Keep in mind, 4 local Methodist churches will be serving as warming centers through the new year. These are temporary shelters that allow people to stay overnight when the weather forecast predicts temperatures below 25 degrees. And here's a list of those churches serving as warming centers: in North Knoxville, Fountain City United Methodist; in South Knoxville, Vestal UMC; in East Knoxville, Magnolia Avenue United Methodist; and in West Knoxville, Cokesbury Church off Kingston Pike. Once again, these churches will only serve as warming centers when the weather forecast is showing temperatures overnight under 25. Last winter's blasts of snow came with some big bills for local governments. Tonight, we're checking out lessons learned as city and county governments face the challenge of budgeting your tax dollars without a crystal ball to tell them what's in store from Old Man Winter in the months ahead. As the weather is getting colder, the city of Knoxville is preparing in the event of another round of winter weather. Public Service Department Director Rachel Butzler tells us the city is ready for whatever comes our way.
Salt bins are full. We have 2,000 tons of salt ready to go. We have 20,000 gallons of brine, and that's used for pre-treating the roads if it doesn't rain on the front end of a snowstorm. That helps treat the first 1 or 2 inches of snow. We have 24 trucks that are, they can be mounted with snow plows and salt spreaders. We just did, before Thanksgiving, we did our annual snow training with our managers and with fleet to make sure that everybody, was all in order and had everything ready to go.
Butzler also suggests making sure you are ready at home as well, with suggestions like stocking up on medicine, food, and water in case a weather event keeps you inside. Remember, while the city and county both have priority lists telling them which streets to clear first, as we've seen in years past, if your home is not near one of those high priority roads, you might have to wait a little while before it's clear. All right, next on our list, answers about a big claim surrounding one East Tennessee school. It had to be put on lockdown while law enforcement arrested one of the teachers. Jefferson County Schools calling this a serious incident at White Pine. According to the superintendent's office, it started with allegations that a teacher struck a student in the head. Sheriff's office says the alleged assault happened yesterday afternoon at the school. An SRO got the report today and worked with an investigator to follow up. Sheriff's office claims the two learned a special education teacher had hit a 7-year-old student with an iPad. The school system says it responded by calling in sheriff's deputies and DCS and putting White Pine on lockdown while administrators learned the teacher would be arrested. Deputies telling us the teacher is Joseph Drake Lee, a 31-year-old from Jefferson City. At last check, Lee was in the Jefferson County Jail facing charges of assault and child abuse. Next on the 7, the investigations continue tonight into 2 area fires. First, one person is dead after an RV fire in Monroe County. It happened off Highway 411 in Madisonville. You can see in this video what's left of the RV. Monroe County Sheriff Tommy Jones is urging everyone to use caution in the 6200 block of Highway 411 in order to give investigators the space they need to look into a cause of the fire. Now, we're told the name of the victim will not be released until next of kin has been notified, and when we know more, of course, we'll have it for you on air and online at WATE.com. The second fire, this one from early this morning, occurred in the Halls community, and we've learned one person was rescued by fire crews. 2 others were taken to the hospital. Rural Metro saying in a post that crews responded to a reported structure fire in the 100 block of Keithway Lane. And when they arrived, found a mobile home with smoke coming from it with people still inside. The 3 were transported for medical care. No other injuries were reported, and the fire, as we mentioned, is under investigation. Next up on the 7 tonight, a man facing a first-degree murder charge after his father was shot and killed earlier this week. Court documents say 40-year-old Brett Humphreys is accused of first-degree murder after Roane County authorities responded to a report of a shooting in the 1000 block of Laurel Bluff Road on Monday. Now, police say Humphreys got on the phone with a Roane County dispatcher and said, quote, "I killed him. I murdered my father. He's a pedophile. I'm breaking a generational curse," end quote. Investigators found Hoyle Humphreys' body at the scene with multiple gunshot wounds to his face and head. Roane County Sheriff's Office deputies say they were given a handgun by Humphreys' mother, who told them she had taken it from her son. The mother also says she saw Brett Humphreys shoot his father, who she says was unarmed. A court date is scheduled for Humphreys in Roane County General Sessions Court on January 7th. A man wanted in the Pacific Northwest arrested in East Tennessee. That's next on the 7 for you. U.S. Marshals say the man was wanted out of Oregon. Jerry Thacker, who you see now here on your screen, was arrested in South Knoxville. According to the U.S. Marshals Service, he was fleeing to avoid prosecution for rape and had a failure to appear warrant issued against him back in January. Now, with Thacker now in custody, he is set to be extradited back to Oregon. Next on the 7, a man has been sentenced to 11 years in prison after hitting a motorcyclist along Kingston Pike. In October, 23-year-old Christian Elwood was convicted of vehicular homicide by intoxication, reckless endangerment, driving under the influence, and speeding. In July, Elwood was driving 91 miles per hour when he hit the motorcycle at the Kingston Pike-Huxley Road intersection. After the crash, the victim, Dustin Widener, was taken to UT Medical Center where he later died from his injuries. Now, Elwood has been sentenced to 11 years in the Tennessee Department of Correction without the possibility of parole. And you may remember we spoke with the family of the victim in July of 2023. His mother described Widener as having a big heart and being a jokester. At the time, his family said that they wanted to share their story in hopes it deters other people from driving dangerously.